everyone. A very warm welcome to you to my YouTube channel Living with Spice. I'm Rebecca Gabriel. I'm going to be doing a love reading for Taurus for the month of July. If you've not been to my channel before, it's really great to have you here, and welcome back to those who have been here. I'm really appreciative to have you as part of my channel Living with Spice. Now, the readings that I do here at Living with Spice are weekly, monthly, and the love readings. Now, it's a little bit different here than perhaps other channels. It's not a place to come for quick fixes and prescriptions for your life and, the ultimate love relationship. Divine Spirit wants us really to understand how to do the best we can in life in terms of how to work with the energies, understand how to relate to other people, understand ourselves, and our ability to love ourselves is the most important thing before any other relationship in life. But really to see this place as a place of learning and to appreciate that the journey that we're on and the challenges that we have are all about helping us to grow and to spiritually mature so that we can live a happy life. I hope you enjoy my readings, and if you do, I always love to get some feedback, so please give it a thumbs up with the video when you've watched the video. Leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do that. It means that you'll receive notifications every time I post a video. It also means that it helps to grow my channel, which would be fabulous. Now, the readings are general in nature. They can't possibly fit for everybody's situation. So please don't ever force fit a reading. But of course, if it's resonating with you, fantastic. Take on board the learnings and apply wherever possible. If you would like a personal reading that's specific to your circumstances, you're welcome to contact me. My details are in the description box. You'll also find a list of the cards that I regularly use for each of my readings, and some information about my book that I published, The Power of Soul Loving, A Spiritual Guide to Love and Freedom. This book is designed for anybody who's going through significant change and transformation in their life. And to be honest, this year I think everybody is. Going through change can be really challenging, and we don't always understand how to progress through it, to give meaning to the things that we're experiencing. And this book is very much a guide to help you through that, to help you understand how to manage your mental, emotional, physical, and the spiritual changes that you're going through. So if that's of interest to you, there is a link there to give you a bit more information. All right, Taurus, let's get cracking and see what is coming up for you in terms of love relationships in July. This may be a relationship you have with yourself, with a special person, someone new coming in, or perhaps just relationships in general. Stay tuned. So Taurus, here we are. We're going to ask Spirit to give us an indication as to what the energies are for you in the month of July around relationships, and specifically love relationships. So Spirit, what can you share with us for Taurus in the month of July? What's coming up for Taurus? What is the focus here? What's unfolding for Taurus? Thank you, Spirit. Alright, so we start out with the King of Wands, which is quite a confident energy, and one where you are in the zone for wanting to take action and to create some positive change in your life. I feel that you're ready, and we've got the Magician card that's following. The Magician card is a fantastic card. It says that you are in your zone, you're feeling very self-empowered, and you're in that mood of where you can just make anything happen, that whatever you put your mind to and your hand to, you are going to create exactly what you intend, which is beautiful. I love this energy. It also tells us that you've got the goods, that whatever you're focusing on right now, Taurus, you know that you can make things happen. You've got the tools in your toolkit to get things happening. I feel like you're vibing well. You're feeling, well integrated within yourself, and you are ready to take action. Which the King of Wands is going, yep, we're ready to take action here. You are also in a space of feeling perhaps a little bit whimsical and a little bit emotional at times. Now, we know that astrologically there's a lot of energy shifts in July with, full moons and lunar eclipses, and particularly in the early part of the month. And this is putting people into a place of really spending moments of remembering the past, feeling nostalgic, connecting in with, the heart space, maybe even a little overly emotional, wishing and wanting things to be a certain way, and maybe even asking the questions, am I feeling fulfilled in my life? Am I getting what it is that I really want? So for a moment there, this is you dreaming and wondering and focusing on what it is that you truly like to have. So we see in the Four of Cups here, this person dreaming and wishing to have this really large cup to be filled with all of the things that he or she is wanting. That's you. But not really focusing on the cups that you already have sitting next to you. It's a little bit like the energy of the grass is greener. So be careful that you don't, fall into a little bit of disillusionment and feeling over emotional. Now we have the Page of Cups here, which suggests that somebody is going to be offering you something that's feeling good. I want to feel into this already myself, just to sort of, it feels like a little bit of good news coming your way, and it gets you a little bit excited and happy. I still feel that you're in that dreamy state though. You're kind of wafting in and out of feeling on point to feeling emotional and nostalgic. So you want your cup to be filled, you're dreaming of your cup to be filled. Some of you are longing for love and going, where is that special person in my life? I'm really feeling the gap of that not being there. And you're seeking, you're wondering, you're looking out beyond the shore for things that you'd like to have happen in your life. So, there are moments where you feel like you're ready to take action and create change in your life, and then you kind of waft into, oh, but I wish I had this and I don't have it, and, wanting someone almost to come and whisk you off your feet, and sort of looking out in the horizon and thinking about the future and what you'd like to have and how you'd like your life to be, and just really pondering. You're really feeling dreamy and wondering about life. And okay, let's kind of see where this is going, Taurus. Spirit, what can you share with us for Taurus in terms of love relationships? We can see that Taurus is wanting to feel more fulfilled almost. I feel like, Taurus, you'd like this to happen, but I feel like you're not seeing it happen at the moment. So that then takes you in a place of being in your head a little bit. You go from wishing and wanting and feeling quite emotional to perhaps overthinking. Followed by the Devil card, which sort of, the Devil card, the energy of that is you're not really seeing clearly, and perhaps getting caught up with some ideas that are perhaps not reality. So when we start to overthink things, the Devil card can lead us to confusion and to start thinking about things that are not reality, and to get almost obsessed with that thinking, where you get locked in on a way of thinking, and it doesn't free you up for other things. It can overtake your energy and your thinking in many ways, and just and not be a very healthy space to be in. So if you feel that you start obsessing over something, it may be a good time for you to step back and recognise that that's what you're doing. Because the King of Swords can be very definite and have a very definite opinion about something, but you know, you may not be on point here. You may be perhaps assuming some things that are not quite true. They may feel true for you, but they may not be the reality. And I feel that you're getting a little bit obsessed by this one way of thinking, and it kind of saps your energy, Taurus. You're fixated on an idea that perhaps is not necessarily the way it is. And I don't want you to do that, Taurus, because I don't think it's going to make you feel very good. We have the Knight of Swords come out now, and that feels to me like some fresh energy coming in with some new news for you, which may be just enough to snap you out of your obsessive thinking here. Yeah. So let's see what else is coming for you. Yeah. So the Knight of Swords energy that comes in is coming in with a response, a very clear response. And it kind of leaves you feeling that it's time for you to move on. You kind of, you're feeling like you're done, and that you've gone over old ground a fair bit, and that you're ready to move on. So with the Six of Swords, we see you moving on. You're in the boat, taking all of your thoughts with you. And the moon energy is often, you know, the shadow side of ourselves, our hidden feelings, our hidden thoughts. So you're getting in your boat and you're leaving. Which then sort of takes you to a new place of thinking around the future and what it is that you want to sow and grow in your life. Yeah, so perhaps, you know, things have not been terribly satisfying for you of recent, Taurus. And I feel that 1 minute things were passionate and were all rearing to go, and you felt very inspired about life and things that you can create. But then you get lost in this emotional idea of what fulfillment is for you, and not feeling it, like you're looking out, wondering where that fulfillment is. And then you get stuck on this idea about something, and it just kind of takes over. Oh, Taurus. So, yeah, a message comes in, and the message that comes in doesn't sit right with you, and you decide, I don't like this, I'm moving on. And you shift your focus to start thinking about the future and what it is that you want to grow. But for a period of time, there's a bit of argy-bargy here. There's some disagreements. You're not on the same page, perhaps with, you know, people or someone in your life. It's creating an energy of where you feel discontent and at odds, even within yourself. I kind of feel that it could represent your own inner conflict. Of what you're doing to yourself, because it's sitting here on top of the Devil card as well, and the King of Swords. I feel that perhaps you're at odds with yourself in many ways. Yeah, and we get with the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. It's all saying the same sort of thing. You know, it's not really a great victory here. Somebody loses. You know. So you're definitely in a state of conflict. You're feeling it in your body, you're feeling it mentally, and perhaps you have a bit of a disagreement with someone, and it only ever leaves You don't have win-win situations here. Just people get hurt, and there's a bit of sort of this energy around you at the moment as you're trying to figure stuff out, and it's just not quite going in the direction that you were hoping for. And it just sort of saps you dry, so you decide time out. I just got to chill out away from my thoughts and rest, and hopefully for your sake get a different perspective. So a bit of time out is what you're realising you're needed in this situation. Now, if it's around a relationship that you're having at the moment, clearly there's a little bit of conflict here because you've not felt fulfilled. Then there's been some disillusionment around it, and then some disagreement, and you're going, oh, that didn't feel so good. I think I need some time out here. And it seems to me that serves you well. Having that time out serves you well because it's followed rather rapidly, dear Taurus, by the Ace of Wands, which is a very passionate energy. Coming on in. So maybe, we'll see. What does that mean? Oh, yes, okay. Taurus. So, you'll be pleased to know after what you put yourself through, which I feel you put yourself through, because no one else does it to you. You put yourself through hell and back, Taurus. Said what you needed to say, bam. Then went, oh, I'm out of here. Okay, with the Six of Swords. And tried to do your best to refocus on everything, and you just have all of this inner conflict and turmoil going on for you. You exhaust yourself. So, in that moment of realising everything you just created in this turmoil, you might have been able to get some clarity on a number of things, I would say. And by giving yourself that time out, you're able to assess what's important for you. And you start to get some clarity, which is the Swords here. And you realise there's some things you need to let go. So we've got one of those swords lying on the ground here. Some things you just got to let go. It's a little bit like, pick your battles. But it's also about letting go of the mental anguish that you give yourself, Taurus. Because you do get yourself kind of wound up. So, moving on, I do feel suddenly, bam, it changes. Not sure why yet, but we'll keep going. We've got the Ace of Wands. It's either you getting fired back up again and deciding to switch things around and getting back on your horse and refocusing your energy. Back to kind of where you started in the beginning, before you went down this rabbit warren. You started out with really great energy. Then it went to pot, and then we're back again. Now, this could be you, as I said, firing back up again, or it could be your special person, the person that you've been thinking of, comes back and offers a flame of love and passion or hope for the future, followed by the Nine of Pentacles says to me, you're feeling much better about stuff. Nine of Pentacles is beautiful energy. Look at all that gorgeous abundance. Feeling at peace again, which is great for you. Feeling at peace within you. And this is falling underneath the Seven of Pentacles that goes to the Nine of Pentacles. Life is improving once again. So Taurus, what a whirlwind that was. Spirit, can you give us some advice for Taurus in terms of love relationships in July? I've got the Romance Angels card deck here. Let's see what's coming up for you, Taurus. What is this Ace of Wands and Nine of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Ace of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. It's moving on. So certainly there's an element of forgiving and learning required here, Taurus. You're in the process of releasing and healing the past. You've gone through quite a bit of turmoil, which we know. You've exhausted yourself. When you're able to release and heal the past, you can experience more love in your present moment. You're able to bring yourself back to a more peaceful state and be more aligned with your truth and where you're at and what's important to you. And this is life. This is what we sometimes need to learn, is to how to forgive ourselves, how to forgive others. And a time for you to be able to ask yourself, what have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about this experience? You know, you've done some contemplation here. What have you learned? You know, and what is it that actually gives you that peace in your life? What helps to create that peace? What helps you to feel on fire and inspired? This is part of the questions that's really important for you to answer for yourself. This is part of the journey of what you need to learn at the moment. I feel that July is about you reconnecting with the love you have for yourself, the clarity that you needed to have. I feel that you needed to clear the air here. You weren't feeling fulfilled, you were feeling troubled, you were stuck on some ideas, and I feel like you kind of needed to go through this process. You needed to state what you needed to state, which clearly you did with the Swords energy. And it may be that it was just something you needed to do to clear the air, to clear the deck. Because, you know, it took you having to go through the process of having the argy-bargy arguments here, even if it was with yourself, let alone another person. Getting really clear about what you stand for. You know, having a voice. Oh, I felt very passionate when I said that. But Taurus, you just wanted to really say what was on your mind. I'm not standing for this anymore. This is what is right for me and true for me. Yeah, and sometimes, you know, we can be a little bit battle-worn, but I feel like you needed to do it. And you're lying there down and go, I did it. I said what I needed to say. I'm exhausted, but I have some good things to think about and to take from it. And you do. You give yourself that time for forgiving and learning, and that's a really important part of the process for healing. And I think as a result, my dear Taurians, you reconnect with the energy of true love. Great. So, I am wondering if this person comes back towards you. You are in a place of abundance and feeling good about the world, and hopefully for some of you, the special person is in your life. I don't know yet if this is past person or new person. The card says this is the romance of a lifetime. Sometimes the way to forge strong long-term relationships is having the out and out, is to have the ability to say where you stand, to have a voice, to assert your independence, right? This is asserting her independence. Perhaps that's the way you're able to strengthen your resolve, as well as strengthen and clarify what this relationship is for you. And maybe that was the fire that was needed to really reignite passion with clarity. So that if you're building something that's long term, you certainly want to know that you can stand in your truth. You're not, you know, pussyfooting around here, where you're being firm in where you stand, and that is very excellent for you. A sign of growth for you, Taurus. A sign of maturity, that you can say what you need to say and take action. And I'm not suggesting that you come from a place where you say that you're right and everyone else is wrong. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that knowing who you are and standing in your truth is incredibly important for your own well-being, but especially if you want to build a long-term relationship. Oh, this is so good, Taurus. Okay. So now you're realizing it's time to explore your romantic feelings. They're worth it, and it's time. It's sort of like you had to have the storm in order to clear the air. That's what I'm feeling, you know, that you had to have the storm in order to clear the air. This really is true love. You know, you have known it. And now it's sort of like the energy brings you both together. I'm surprised you actually haven't seen the Lovers card yet, but anyway, we'll see. And now's the time to have some time out. Now, again, it's a general reading, so let me just say, for those of you who already know your partner and there is a special person in your life, then this is the two of you taking time out together. You've cleared the air, and now it's important to have that healing time together. If you don't reconnect with your partner, it's still really, really important for you to give yourself this time out, for you to take a break and change the scenery and really feel the love for yourself. Really feel that you're giving yourself the opportunity to relax and to heal, to reflect for yourself, because you love who you are and you want to create a life that feels really good. And this is you creating your life. So I just need to say that that's going to be different for different people, but either way, it is a positive outcome. It's not disappointment, this is success in what you've wanted to achieve for yourself, let's say. What else do we have, Spirit, please, for Taurus? Yeah. Yeah. So it's an important time right now as you move forward to have heart-to-heart conversations and really honestly discuss your feelings with each other. You've gone all of this way in speaking your truth and going through what you needed to go through, which was not easy for you. So continue with this beautiful work and do the healing, the forgiving and the learning. Take the time out that you need and really have those heart-to-heart conversations so that you can now continue that beautiful truth, keep the pathway of communication clear and transparent, and things will progress in the right way. I'm going to pull a card from the Magdalene Oracle deck. So ask Spirit to give us some guidance for Taurus. I do love the Magdalene Oracle deck because it really is about self-love as well. And that's a very important part of our journey in life, that before we even consider loving relationships, is that do we know how to have that relationship with ourselves and how to fulfill our own needs and our own cup in terms of love and what makes us feel joyful and abundant in our life. We've got to be able to do that for ourselves. Thank you, Spirit. Whoa, I have not seen this card before. I love that. Divine order. Things are working out exactly as the divine has planned it. You may not even realize this. Through all of that mental energy that you just went through, thinking that your life was all up to you and what you decide, and Spirit's saying, well, actually, we had a hand in this all along. my goodness. And the sooner we realise that we are co-creating with Spirit, the faster our life is going to progress. My goodness, we think we've got it in the bag and we really don't. Okay, I'm going to read what's in the book here. Yeah, it really is about seeing your life from a higher perspective. You know, when we're going through the difficulties and the challenges and we give ourselves all of that mental anxiety and torture, we can be at risk of sinking into depression. We can start to see the world as being quite dismal around us, and we focus on the things that are not going well. However, it is important for us to realise there is a divine timing around everything, and there's a purpose for events that unfold. There is a purpose here, and we may not feel it at the time when we're going through the challenge and we're feeling the pain in the heart and the mental anguish and the lack of fulfillment. At the time we're going, why is this happening to me? And it's hard to see the purpose for it. But this card is helping us to realise that there is a purpose and there's a reason for everything. And I hate to say it, but a season for everything. You know, it sounds stereotypical, but it's so true. Everything is like a divine tapestry weaving itself together in the right way, in the right timing. And, you know, as human beings, we don't always get to see this. We don't realise it, but the divine has got their hand all over this. And so, Taurus, please realise that you are being loved and supported. And even if things don't always seem to look the way you'd like them to be, don't be disappointed or angry. There's a reason for the way things are turning out for you. We can only see the divine order in things when we come at it through a perspective of love. Now that can be challenging sometimes when we're not in our best. You know, to see through eyes of love can be hard when we're suffering. But Spirit is encouraging us to do just that, because then we see the truth of things and we see the true purpose of why things are unfolding the way they are. And then we get to see from a higher perspective what our soul is trying to tell us. So it's not that we need to go and save the world or that we need to correct the rest of the world or anybody else in it. What we need to do is focus on love. Love we have for ourselves, the love that exists in other people, and the love that's in the world. All the world really does need is love. Now that does sound like a song, doesn't it? But it's true. It really is true. And it is a far better option than the mental anguish that we put ourselves through, you know. So, when it comes to your special person, loving yourself in this life, loving others, do try to remember the divine is watching and overseeing this, and there's a reason for everything, the way things are unfolding the way they do. Trust and have faith, and do try to see the situation and others through eyes of love. Perfect. I love it. All right, I'm going to ask Spirit for some guidance from these angel prayer cards by Carl Gray. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance for Taurus. What a journey Taurus has been on. And I do feel that in the process, if you go with this Taurus and you open your heart, you're going to experience deep healing, which will really set you up for a beautiful, beautiful, long-lasting love relationship with yourself and with your special person. I just feel that you go into this new, deeper, wiser understanding of yourself, which brings about peace and a new kind of prosperity in your life. Interesting. This has come out before. Spiritual gifts. Taurus, you're very in tune, and you're becoming more in tune with yourself, and you're recognizing your soul growth and your spiritual maturity. You're seeing the transformation in yourself, and you're starting to integrate the lessons that you're having. And in so doing, you're recognizing the spiritual gifts that have been bestowed upon you. For a lot of you Taurines, you actually have many spiritual gifts, and you're starting to realize what these are for you. Now, I can't sit here and tell you what they are, but you're starting to realize the value of your own strengths and your own talents. And this becomes more apparent as you develop more love for yourself, and as you choose to see life and other people through eyes of love. It strengthens you. It gives you this passion for your purpose in life, So love, the purpose of love is so multi-dimensional and multifold, and it expands you so that you can continue the beautiful work that you have in this lifetime using your specific gifts and talents. So this whole experience enables you to almost like do an inner cleanse, mentally and emotionally and energetically. The challenge that you experience is a gift and a blessing, because it awakens you. It awakens your awareness of yourself and the value you have in yourself. It expands your ability to love, and of course that attracts love to you. It's really beautiful. Congratulations. I love it. So let's have a look at the Quantum Oracle deck before we finish off, Taurus. Now all of this does play out over a couple of weeks here, so be patient with the process and know that there's a reason for what you're going through. So if at any time you start to go, woe is me, life is terrible, it's never going to be wonderful, just know that that's not the case, because you've seen the reading. It has a beautiful outcome for you, but just be patient with the process during the month, Taurus. There is a reason for you going through this, okay? Not to mention you end up with some really beautiful connection with someone wonderful at the end of it. Yeah, and this is really honouring your path and your journey and the beauty in you, okay? And as you unfold and you recognise your inner strength, your Empress energy, you realise that it was worth it. The pathway in life, the challenges we go through are worth it, because it leaves you to be in a place of incredible self-love and self-respect, where you can honour your own journey. And you know what? You've got wonderful people, your tribe there, giving you the recognition and the accolades to say good on you. Nothing in life is easy. We know we've got to work for it and do that inner work, but you come out the end of this shining and feeling strengthened and grounded and appreciative for what you've learned about yourself. And you have also achieved some healing along the way, which is permanent healing for you, soul healing for you, Taurus. You've experienced some soul healing, and you end up attracting some incredible abundance in your life. I can see that. Some financial abundance is coming. And just know that you're so deserving of this incredible energy and the beautiful things that are coming your way, Taurus. Beautiful things are coming your way, and you're aware of it. You're realising you are actually changing your perspective, so that you are now starting to see through eyes of love, which is so beautiful. You got yourself there. You got yourself there, Taurus, and you have such a new appreciation for yourself now. You're just shining. And you realise that it is a far better place to feel like this than it is to be focused on that. And in so many ways, you're letting the past go. That this is the past. This is your past energy. You know, when we focus on things of the past and what no longer serves us, it kind of drags us down. It doesn't give us the ability to step into our self-empowerment. It just makes us feel disempowered. But you've let that go. You know, this whole experience was about you changing your perspective in many ways and having a more growing up in many ways, loving yourself to a deeper level and letting go things that you allowed to hurt you. You know, often the pain that we experience in life, despite other people and external circumstances, the depth of that pain and our perspective is our own. You know, other people just provide the event. Now, don't be concerned if for a short period of time you're feeling a bit of a decrease in your energy, which we know that you do when you're resting and reflecting there. And there may have been a period of time where your finances are not at their best. But don't be discouraged by that. That's kind of a part of the challenging process that you went through. Take heart though. Part of this learning journey has definitely been about you mastering your own energy and your own thinking, and knowing that you're in control of your energy. You know, the fearful, we always have the fear and the courage within us at the same time. But this card is letting you know that you're in control. At no time should you allow those energies to control you. You get to decide your thinking and your thoughts, and sometimes it's just a matter of shifting where your attention is. You know, where is your attention going? What are you feeding? The moment you start focusing your attention on something that's more positive, you know, you end up with that energy, and suddenly you've forgotten how you were feeling bad. And it can be as simple as that. You know, it's not simple when we're in the mess. We don't think it's simple, but that's because we don't think it's simple. Oh dear. So well done you. You get yourself out of it and you start to tick your boxes and you have a great sense of achievement. You can pat yourself on the back. You are re-energizing yourself and you're getting places now. And it may be that for some of you, you do end up with a public recognition for something that you have achieved, knowing that you're very deserving of this public recognition, which we see is happening here with these accolades here. So something has gone very well in the right direction for you, and there's celebrations afterwards. So well done. For some of you Taurians out there, apart from you doing the inner work, it's quite likely that you have created something amazing and something worth celebrating here. Because we know that we end up with a Nine of Pentacles, which is sweet at the end of the day. Love that. All right. So we're going pretty well here. I think we will finish up. I'm going to pull one card from this Spirit Messages deck. And congratulations on... Now, is that meant to come out? Well, we'll take it anyway. We've got the Animal Kingdom here. No idea why that stepped up. For some of you, you connect really well with animals. They're very special to you and you vibe very well with animals. And they can bring incredible blessing and gift to you. So some of you will, hopefully, this will mean something to you. They've often been our spiritual companions, especially, you know, in this life and when they pass over. And at the moment, part of your healing and your journey is recognizing that Spirit is talking through, perhaps you may have a pet, a dog or a cat. They don't hold back. They read our energy. And, you know, if you have a special love for your pet, you will sense their healing energy for you. And quite often, You will have aha moments when you're with your pet and when they show you love. And of course, this is love reading, and the process here is about you learning about love and going through that healing journey. And our special animals in our life have lessons to share with us that can help us crack open our heart and our soul. And, if you are a lucky person to have a beautiful animal in your life doing this for you, then you're very blessed. They bring a lot of beautiful healing into our life and a lot of unconditional love. And maybe this is something you need to feel, something you need to be reminded of. And to, remember we were talking about seeing through eyes of love is really, really important part of your reading. So much has happened in your reading already, my goodness. The other card that was pulled was the light card. Imagine yourself as being composed of energy and light, because in reality that's precisely what you are. You're a powerful being and people are attracted to your brilliance. Taurus, you're shining. This is a time to remember how vibrant you are. Again, when we infuse our life with love and we see through eyes of love, we just begin to shine. We do shine that beautiful love, and then we suddenly feel connected with spirit. And animals will take us there immediately as well. They will help us feel that connection to love in our heart and our soul, because we get out of our human thinking. We get out of our head and all of those worries that we create in our mind. Animals don't do that. They're very transparent. And I feel that, Taurus, this is your opportunity to see the gift in being out of your head, more connected with your heart, and more open with your communication with your special person. This is an important thing to be doing, is to clear the air and have that beautiful connection with your special person, to be transparent, out of your heart, out of your head and coming from your heart. All right, Taurus. Finishing off the flower therapy deck. Let's have an energy reading to finish off this beautiful reading. Energy card to finish off this beautiful reading. I can't talk anymore. And we have past life healing. This whole experience in July has really gone deep for you. You needed to go through this cleansing and this experience of growth and transformation for yourself, and this connecting into your heart. This has been needed for you. So we've got the Forget-Me-Not card. Okay, a lot of beautiful healing energy here. The situation has been triggered by one of your past lives. So quite likely the person that you've been connecting with is a soulmate, because we did have here no, I'm making it up. Okay, that's all right. So you're healing from the past and you're bringing healing into the present. So what you experienced here was a necessary part of your cleansing and your recognition of needing to leave old ways of thinking behind, get past the illusions, how you've been getting stuck on certain ideas and certain energy, to clear the air with your special person and have the heart to heart. Because there's a bigger reason for all of this, and we talked about a purpose for all of this, how the divine is overseeing this, and even though when we're going through it at the time we don't understand the bigger picture that the divine does, the healing is happening at a deeper soul level, and likely from a past life healing. So whatever that stuckness has been for you, and the sense of entrapment that you've had for a long time, and this kind of energy is actually really hard to shift. When we get really fixated on things, and that can sometimes be things that we've brought from past lives that we haven't resolved. And in this lifetime, you manage to resolve that. You manage to clear your heart and get a different perspective and see yourself and your world through eyes of love, so that that deeper healing can occur. I feel like I've talked myself silly. I hope that this reading has been beneficial to you, Taurus. Please re-watch the reading. There's a lot going on in there for you. I do feel that you're going through a lot at the moment, and it is tiring at times, so don't forget to give yourself the break. But just know that it's all going in the right direction. You have a beautiful outcome. Take care of yourself. Check out the weekly reads. Go back to the monthly reading and re-watch this love reading. And take care of yourself. And I'll see you soon. Bye now.